The US women's national team is young, they are hungry, they are fit. They have only 10 players who have even played in this tournament. But guess what? They're going to the World Cup. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about the US Women's National Team and how they have officially qualified for the 2023 Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. This competition is the biggest competition yet. It features 32 teams. It's going to be the most competitive. So the USA becomes the 12th nation to qualify for the World Cup, joining co-host Australia and New Zealand, Korea Republic, Japan, China, Philippines and Vietnam from Asia, and Sweden, France, Denmark and Spain from Europe. So qualifications are still occurring, so the 32 teams have not been officially set in stone, but USA is one of them. US Women's National Team is completely led by Alex Morgan, Sophia Smith and Mal Pugh. They're the three best forwards for the US Women's National Team right now. They're the three best forwards in the NWSL. Sophia Smith has a team leading 7 goals in 8 games just in 2022. Unbelievable for a 21-year-old. She has just been world class. Her finish against Jamaica, which is a heartbreak, and I will do another video on more in detail about Jamaica versus USA, but her finish was unstoppable. It was world class. She did a little flick and it went in, and it was just, again, a 21-year-old. I don't think we've ever really, I don't think Alex Morgan I would really compare Sophia Smith with. But honestly, they're just so different players, and I think they both are just phenomenal. Sophia Smith is just the brace queen, everyone says. She has 7 goals in 8 games for the US Women's National Team, leading the team for the entire year so far. And she has 8 goals for the NWSL, the second most behind the obvious Alex Morgan, who met her #1 and smallest yet biggest fan, Luca, and exchanged hugs, cheers, and had a blast. That was the most adorable thing ever. But the most important thing is that the US Women's National Team will be at the World Cup to defend their title. The US Women's National Team already has 4 stars. They're looking for 5 stars. They are back-to-back world champions. They will look to be the 3-time back-to-back champions. I don't think it has ever been done, but they are hungry. They are hungry to make history. This is the youngest qualifying roster we've ever had. I don't know about that, but it's one of the youngest rosters we've ever had, and so to have it led by, you know, phenomenal young talent growing, it's a new cycle. It's exciting to see fresh blood. It's fast. It's not really that fast. I would say the speed of play needs to be up a little bit. I do miss the era when we were very cutthroat and very forward. I think we kind of slow it down to focus more on just passing, which is fun. That's what football is. But I really would wish if the play could be sped up a little bit, maybe to just go more direct, just for my entertainment purposes. I always love, even though we have fast forwards, we have Sophia Smith, we have Trinity Rodman, we have Alex Morgan, we have Mal Pugh, we have Midge Purse, we have Ashley Hatch. These are fast players that can run in behind the back. I wish the back line, you know, with Naomi Girma had a phenomenal assist on Sophia Smith's first goal. That's your centre back assisting a forward. They're best friends, and you know, they play together at Stanford and they have that chemistry, and that's one of the things with this young team, is that they have very strong chemistry. They've been playing together since the youth national team days. And so for that to translate now to the senior women's national team, honestly, the future is so bright. And for, you know, Alana Cook and Naomi Girma to have that partnership and for them to be assisting world-class goals, I think we could emphasize that a little bit more. I would love to see more of that running in behind the back line. I think the midfield is great. We have Ashley Sanchez, Lindsay Horan, Andy Sullivan, Rose Lavelle, the list goes on. But I would love to just see just more attacking presence. And like I said, it's just me just being over the top, but I just love this team. This team does have a special place in my heart because this is the first team I've ever watched. The first time I was introduced to women's football was because of this US Women's National Team, and so it's always like, you know, your first love, you can't never let it go. And so I'm always a Breaker Girls fan. Don't come and hate me for that, but I would always say that I also truly love the US Women's National Team, and they showed me that women can play football. In growing up in Jamaica, I never really saw women play football on TV. It wasn't until I saw actual commercial of Alex Morgan and I had Googled who Alex Morgan was, and I would go on YouTube and watch US Women's National Team game because the reggae girls never really had that exposure. And so this is why I'm also doing this YouTube, is to create that exposure for everyone, to even out the playing field. But I have to give love to, you know, where it all started, and it was with this team. Like I said, I would do another video of Jamaica versus USA and more into detail of that in another video, but right now I'm just so happy that the US reigning World Cup champions will be at the next World Cup, and they still have one more game to play in group play. They will play Mexico on July 11th at 10 p.m. Eastern time on CBS Sports or Paramount Plus. Mexico is at the bottom of the group, which is honestly a real shock, but I'm so happy because that means Jamaica or Haiti have a really strong chance of qualifying for the World Cup. Fingers crossed is for Jamaica qualify and beat Haiti in that final game, but Haiti has been showing really strong. They beat Mexico yesterday with a 3-0 loss, and a few of Mexican players, I think one had a red card and one is injured, so it'll be interesting to see how Mexico will shape up against USA on Monday, July 11th. But right now the US they still need to punch their ticket for the Olympics in Paris in 2024, and that's what their main focus is on now. And I think that final game will be between USA or Canada. I think USA will win 2-1 maybe. I don't know. I think Sophia Smith will score. If Alex Morgan does score, you know, you would love to see a replay of the 2012 Olympics and seeing the final minute Alex Morgan header. But I think Sophia Smith is a rock star. She is going to win the Golden Boot. She is hungry. She is honestly a ruthless, in the most kindest way. She's a ruthless finisher. I think if she wasn't a winger, like, she would be a striker. But I like seeing her create. I think she has a really wide toolbox, and I think she is just so dynamic and she can make anything out of nothing. And the same thing with Mal Pugh. One always focuses on goals, but for goals to happen you need assists, and Mal Pugh has been arguably the best playmaker for this team. She played full 90 minutes against Jamaica, served a platter to Trinity Rodman to just do a touch in to goal, and Mal Pugh is full of quality. So I have a video of her as well to put some respect on her name and say that Mal Pugh is here, and she doesn't need to build confidence, she has confidence. She is just quality, and people need to understand that it's her movement, it's her playmaking, it's her drawing defenders, it's her opening space in the back, and it's her speed to break the back line. It's for her to pass quality balls into the box,
she serves
to create wonderful assists, to create attacking for a wonderful striker in Trinity Rodman. That's what wins games, and that's Mal Pugh. And so put some respect on her name, put some respect on Sophia Smith's name, put some respect on Alex Morgan's name, put some respect on Naomi Girma's name, put some respect on Alana Cook's name, put some respect on everyone's name, because this team is going to the World Cup.